not lost on me the irony of two rich white guys, one of them smoking a cigar, talking about this.
I would say I'm climbing my way toward there. I don't know about rich by global standards, sure.
Bro, you're fucking killing it.
By
Shut
global
your mouth.
standards, I'm on Elon Musk level.
I mean,
That's
I'm
true.
poor compared to Elon.
That is true. You are broke.
I'm
Do you
so
think-
broke.
Do you think he laughs about you, like when you're not there?
Yes!
He's like,
That poor
he goes-
little bastard.
He goes, I got Rogan coming over to the house. Put
how
away
does
the
he
good
eat?
china. He goes, oh God, the Rogans are coming.
There's levels of people. I'm friends now. This is a bizarre thing to say with multiple billionaires.
Yeah.
I know multiple guys that are billionaires, and they're very nice people. They're very nice, and I can see how it happens.
But you're also friends with the cool billionaires.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you managed to find the cool ones.
Well, Elon's the coolest. He's my favorite billionaire. That dude's wild. He's a wild boy. I will buy Teslas as long as they sell them, just to support that dude.
Just to keep Twitter going.
And they're dope. But yeah, just to support him, man. You God damn it, you need an Elon Musk in this world. You need a wild boy. You need a dude who's
how
got
great-
$200 billion who dunks on people.
Dude, how great was watching him realize in real time how stupid Don Lemon is?
Oh my God.
Like you could actually see on his
Yeah.
face
Oh
as
my
he's
God.
asking the questions, and he's like, well, if you lower standards, then you're going to get more incompetence. And Don Lemon's like, so you're saying black people aren't competent? And he's like, no, that's not. And he slowly starts to realize, like, oh, I have 80 IQ points on this guy.
It's not just that. He said a very important point. He said that Don Lemon was doing CNN outside of CNN.
Yep.
And you don't have to do that. You just don't. Nobody wants that anymore.
I'd say you can't do that. It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. But more importantly, you shouldn't do it because it's not good for you. Just be a human. Don't be this thing, this journalistic, probing bullshit thing that's trying to spin a narrative. Actually have a conversation with this human.
Yep.
You will probably agree with a lot of the things he says. You will understand his perspective, even if you disagree. You could see how an intelligent person would come to this conclusion. This is how we can talk to each other now. We don't have to be confined by these 5-minute segments where you have producers and executives that are pushing an agenda that's on a network that's run by a bunch of huge fucking corporations that have a vested interest in swaying the narrative one way or the other. You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's not necessary. It's bad for people. It's bad for humanity. It's a bad way to distribute information. It is literal propaganda, whether you think it is or not.
Oh, dude, I mean, I've done like a fair amount of like cable news shows, and you know, they'll do these things where it's like a panel and there'll be like 3 people on the panel and the person hosting the show. And nothing again, like there's some people who I really like who I've been on their shows, but it's like you're trying to talk about the most important topics and everyone gets 20 seconds. It's so ridiculous.
I want you to imagine a scenario. Imagine the scenario where COVID breaks out, and for whatever reason, the mainstream media is saying that we should be very careful about experimental drugs. And these journalists start bringing up all these stories about different drugs where you could see how they chose very specific tests and that some of their tests, some of their studies didn't go well at all, and they buried those and they're allowed to do so. And about how they've killed thousands and thousands of people with these drugs that they knew were bad for them. And if the journalists were saying this, but the podcasters were all going, you need to trust the science. Everyone should be vaccinated. Be vaccinated or you're a fucking plague rat. Imagine if the podcasters were calling the unvaccinated plague